So let's discuss some other things which are related to policy making. So there are two types of policies, top-down and bottom-up. So top-down policies are those policies which are made by the people at the top, whether it's prime ministers or chief ministers or governors or presidents, without much input from the bottom. Bottom-up policies are exactly the opposite. Bottom-up policies are made again by the presidents and prime ministers and chief ministers, but the lower bottom of the population, they are asked about the policies. They are the makers. They are part of the policy process. So when we look at different policies, we have to ask, is there a concern about the needs of the people? Is there a concern about all of the people or majority of the people or a special section of the people which votes for a party? And who determine the needs? Democratic governments are usually more concerned about the people's needs because they are elected, they are closer to the people, and they think they need to be re-elected. So they are concerned more about the... but there is always, there are always more than one reason to make a policy. So there are official reasons which tells you that, this specific policy is to increase the welfare of the people, to improve the health, improve the education, improve the housing, all these provide the housing to the people. But unofficially, there are other reasons. So, for example, it can be to benefit the party leader, to benefit the party voters, to benefit some ethnic community. So usually both these reasons are there. So they are the official reasons which are told to the people, publicly said, and then there are unofficial reasons which are there but never said. For example, the Devolution Plan of 2001 by General Musharraf. So the official reason was to bring the government closer to the people. So the idea was that Pakistan always has the provincial governments and the federal government, but local governments are not there. So let's make local government strong, because the local government is closest to the people. So it will hear the people, it will know the needs of the people much better than people sitting in Lahore and Islamabad and Karachi, which is the provincial and federal government. The unofficial reason was, of course, that the military government wanted to crop up a new leadership which is not aligned or associated with the two other political parties. So they wanted a new type of politicians, or new politicians who can be associated with the military government and not with the political parties. Policies are always related to power. So you have to see whether the policies are for public interest and whether public have participated in making those policies. Executive branch is, as we have discussed in the last module, is the most powerful as far as policy making is concerned. But is it only Prime Minister and the Cabinet? No. Policy making is, of course, mostly done by the Prime Minister and the Cabinet, but all the work done is by the bureaucrats. So bureaucrats make the proposals, and then these proposals are then accepted by the ministers and the Prime Minister, and then they are again implemented by the bureaucrats. So bureaucrats have a large role in policy making, which is usually not said. Then there is also the need of specialists. So there are regulatory bodies, there is State Bank of Pakistan, there are Higher Education Commission, there are consultants and other which are invited by the government, by the executive branch to advise them. And they advise, for example, currently there is a economic policy group which advises the Prime Minister about economy and how to improve it. So these specialists also have a large role in making the policies. Now we come to the models of power. So there are three models of power: the democratic pluralist model, the elite control model, and the political economy model. We will discuss these three models in the next sessions.